The following program is an Animal House radio production.
Let's pretend she gets the dog home and she's just mildly allergic. What can we do? And, I had a lot of thoughts about this. And one of the classic things I would say is make sure the dog never enters her room. You want sort of a pet-free zone. And maybe she wants to close the ducks in her room. So there's an area where if she needs to get away, if she's having a bit of a reaction, she can go there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, the other thing that my mother-in-law does often is they have these special shampoos. It's kind of cool. One of them is called Ellerpet, and it's actually designed specifically for owners who have allergies to pets. So you shampoo the dog with this stuff, and it actually does a better job at removing the dander and the undercoat and things that people tend to be allergic to. So that's another thing people can do. And you ever heard of these HEPA filters? Okay, well, that's another great idea. Just
they're in the vacuums, the HEPA filters.
Yeah, exactly. But you can have them also running in the house.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, and having the duct systems clean. So there's lots of things that they can do. And I certainly, if Mr. Obama's listening...
Oh, he is.
Oh, okay. I would ensure that his daughter go to see an allergist and discuss what they can do in terms of, just maybe get tested specifically for certain types of dogs.
Yeah. By the way, every president and prime minister in the world listens to our program.
Oh, wonderful.
Good
to know.
I got an email half an hour ago telling me that. It's true. And,
Super.
And Jen,
later,
when Jen went to the Dominican Republic, half of the guys in Dominican Republic are listening to the show right now.
Excellent.
It's true. She's shaking her head. And actually, in a couple of minutes, a company called LifestylePets.com.
I looked them up.
You looked them up. I called them up.
Right.
So
this is a company, by the way, that has a truly hypoallergenic dog and a truly hypoallergenic cat. So we want to talk to this gentleman. The dog is called the Jabari GD, and the GD stands for genetic divergences. They apparently genetically altered this dog so that people aren't allergic to it.
When we come back from break, we're going to talk to this gentleman, Simon, from the company. And if you are hypoallergenic, whatever the term is, if you're allergic to dogs or cats or any type of hair, well, you know what? We have a great option for you. It may only cost you $50,000 or $60,000 for a cat, or maybe $180,000 for a dog. And I kid you not. You know what? A lot of people may say in this situation, we're going to talk to this gentleman, and a lot of people may say they're playing God with a few different things. And this is going to be a very fascinating discussion, and one of them that I'm really looking forward to. We're going to take a break. The show is brought to you by Hills at www.feedingisbelieving.ca. It's 8:24. You're listening to Animal House Radio on CHHA 1610 AM. Back in Animal House Radio, brought to you by our good friends at Hills, feedingisbelieving.ca on 1610 AM in Toronto, www.animalhouseradio.com. I love this song. This song rocks. Oh, yeah. It's a little section called Believe It or Not, where we tell you all the crazy things that you didn't know, and I say believe it or not. Mike.
Yes.
Did you know cows can climb upstairs, but they cannot climb downstairs? Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
Believe it or not, my friend, because it is true. Did you... This one's the best, and I kid you not.
This is Dr. Mike.
I kid you not. This one is great. An orgasm of a pig can last up to 30 minutes.
Fascinating.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
People in Arizona are super happy right now. Okay? It's true. It's true. Did you know that bats always turn left when exiting a cave?
The Batcave or just any...
I don't know. Batman, it's a good thing. Do they apply that to the film? Because they're very accurate with those films, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing I had to ask. Okay. Did you know that coconuts kill people?
No.
That's what it says right here.
Coconuts kill people?
Yeah.
In what form?
I don't know.
Okay.
In the form of a coconut.
Okay.
I don't know. And last but not least, believe it or not, fleas can jump up to 30 centimeters.
Which is a foot. And I did know that.
Really?
Yeah, I did know that.
You're such a liar. You're
Believe
such
it or
a
not,
liar.
There are flea researchers out there that I can picture them with their measuring tapes, measuring how high fleas jump. But they do. It's pretty amazing.
I like the other one with the pigs, because I don't know, 30 minutes. Wow, lucky pig, lucky pig. New section. We got a great email from a gentleman by the name of Greg. Greg in Toronto. We're going to read you the email, and hopefully we're going to give Greg a prize if he calls up, 416-785-0680. And Mike, you're going to answer this email.
Hey, Greg, thanks so much for your email. It is essentially an email about Greg's dog, Moser. And he writes here, just to protect the identity, because this is a sensitive subject. Poor Moser, over the years, has developed a nasty habit of eating poo. He used to like just the frozen variety. However, right now he's not very picky anymore.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's gone to the point where he literally goes out, takes a poo, turns around, and says,
to his own? Oh,
to his own, yes.
Goodness.
Others and his own.
That would be sick.
So, obviously, he's worried about, and I would be worried about the health consequences of eating poo, which I think is definitely something to think about.
Don't most diseases for animals, especially for dogs, don't the majority of them carry through feet?
Parasites, a lot of things will come that way. So he's actually tried this remote spray collar where he watches the dog, and when the dog goes to eat his poo, he sprays him, and it shoots a citronella, a very harmless substance, into his eyes. And, of course, when he does that, the dog doesn't do it. But as soon as he stops, our little Moser goes right back to it. So his question is, do you have any ideas? His concern is that that the dog is missing something in the diet. And I'll tell you, I looked up the website of the diet that you had mentioned. I don't want to mention it on air, but I would encourage you, Greg, to go look at the diet in terms of its AAFCO statement. And if the AAFCO statement says that it's for all life stages, that may be a potential problem because it may have too few nutrients or too many of another nutrient, and it might literally cause your dog to go eating his own stool. The second thing, I'd definitely get his stool checked because a lot of parasites which eat away at the nutrients of your dog, will cause a dog to eat their stool. And finally, it's just one of those things where dogs will get into just a nasty habit of doing it. It's not even that they like it, it just becomes habitual. And my suggestion would be to bait the poo. Be out there with him when he goes to poo, take him away, then run back and throw Tabasco sauce or hot chili peppers or something on the poo so that when he goes to eat it, he's going to dislike it. And there's another wonderful substance that we used on our puppy once called Forbid. And it's a powder that you put in their food. This is fascinating. You put it in their food, and when they eat the food, it imparts a taste to their poo that they really dislike. That works really well too. So if you want to call me Greg, we can try this Forbid with your little Moser or big Moser. He's a big boy. He's a black lab, and give that a whirl. You know what's funny? In the old days, when I first graduated, before this Forbid stuff came out, you know what we used to use? Certs with Retsin. Apparently, the Retsin and Certs, if you feed it to your dog,
Certs.
Well, that makes their poo taste bad. Have you ever tried that?
No, but I tried Certs.
Okay.
The flavored ones. They're lovely.
And apparently, we have our gentleman on the phone right now.
We do have our gentleman on the phone right now. Simon from lifestylespets.com. Once again, this is the issue. If especially talking about Barack Obama and issues like that with dogs that are allergic and people that are allergic to these animals, they've come up with a solution. It's all about supply and demand in this marketplace. And let's chit chat with Simon right now about the website and about his company, about what they're doing. Simon, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Simon?
Good.
And you're calling from Los Angeles, right?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Good.
Nice.
As the vet, I'm going to go first here. And, obviously, I think it's a great idea. There's so many people, as I mentioned, 15% of North Americans are allergic to pets, whether it be cats or dogs. And you guys have not only a hypoallergenic dog, but also a hypoallergenic cat.
Can you tell us about the company and why you came up with it and what it is?
Right. Let's do that first.
We looked at, a few years ago, how we might be able to look at some of the developments in genetics, especially animal genetics, and where we might be able to fit them into the pet market. And we looked at a number of different potential concepts, projects, and the one that was always coming out on top was the one for the hypoallergenic cat. There appears to be a lot more people allergic to cats than dogs. So it seemed like an interesting.
Sorry, Simon. I'm going to ask you to speak up if you don't mind, just because the girls in the room there are saying that you're kind of soft. So if you don't mind just speaking up, please.
I will
Thank
speak
you.
up.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Basically,
Much better.
the idea was that we looked at a lot of these projects and we felt that the hypoallergenic cat was the one that really had the most potential. And so we started to really look at what causes allergy. And in cats, it's quite interesting because so many people out there really don't know what they're allergic to. They'll tell you they're allergic to hair, this common term dander, and so on. And in fact, what they're allergic to, same with dogs, is a protein.
Right.
And the protein itself is produced through the skin, and it's in the saliva and some of the urine. And so the protein itself, being one of the major allergens, was very well studied. And what we initially looked at doing was, on the basis that the protein is produced by a gene, and if one considers a gene as the recipe, we looked at could we go in and could we modify this gene